So with Ant-Man and the Wasp coming up, um, obviously we know the big bad for that is Kang, and
Hmm.
we know Kang is not going anywhere, or there's going to be a version of Kang knocking about for a while to come at least. So I thought, what a better opportunity, give everyone a little bit of forewarning about what is to come with Kang the Conqueror.
Yes.
So Kang the Conqueror, aka Nathaniel Richards, first appeared in Avengers number 8 back in 1964.
Mm.
So he's an OG.
An OG
Um,
villain.
yeah. So while Nathaniel has had many names across many different times and different worlds, what we're mainly going to be discussing in this character profile is his time as Kang the Conqueror, because he's been used a lot, and each one of his characters is a very significant, almost different person.
Mm.
So we're just going to focus on him as Kang the Conqueror. So Nathaniel was born in the 30th century on Earth 6311,
Okay.
where humanity had never experienced the Dark Ages during the medieval times and therefore were much more advanced.
Interesting.
But but this had also led to centuries of wars
Oh,
until a time traveler from Earth 616 called Nathaniel Richards brought peace to this universe.
interesting.
Yes. He then became known as the Benefactor.
Okay.
So then the Nathaniel Richards of Earth 6311 was born and believed to be a descendant of the Benefactor. And at
Mm.
age 16, he was visited by his future self,
Ah,
Kang the Conqueror. Um,
saw that coming.
yeah, initially Nathaniel rejected this future, and instead tried to change his future by trying to become Iron Lad, as an homage to a hero from many centuries previously. But eventually, he did succumb to his destiny, as we all must do. Um, this led to him time traveling all the way back to ancient Egypt, where he acted as Ramatut before trying to return home, but he fucked up and overshot and landed in the 40th century.
Just a slight overshot.
Yeah. In the 40th century, he found the people of Earth back into all out wars, but they had grown backwards essentially. They were fighting over what now should be ancient technology that was so complex they didn't even understand it anymore.
Right.
So Nathaniel took this opportunity, and his superior knowledge of technology that was from his time, to take over the world and become known as Kang the Conqueror. Um, After taking over the world, he used that to take over the entire universe and brought peace to the entire universe. But before long, he grew tired and wanted
More.
even more power.
That's a surprise.
So this led to him obsessing over conquering all of time and space, which
Mm.
is where we get Kang the Conqueror.
Yes.
Um, Now, so I'm not going to say too much more because this is just supposed to give an introduction to the character, and Kang has a lot of big stories that he's involved with.
Yeah.
But it is worth mentioning that he actually has no superpowers.
Oh,
His
is it all?
armor, yeah, his armor grants him immense strength as well as a number of other abilities. And although he is in fact about 70 years of age in most of the comics, um, technology and the human species was so advanced in the 30th century when he was born that they'd slowed aging astronomically. So although in fact he's about 70, he only appears to be like late 30s, early 40s.
Right. I get you.
Um, and he was superbly intelligent even in his own era, let alone when he's then coming back to the 21st century.
Mm.
Um, because I mean, logically, you would say people get smarter over time due to other people learning stuff that you learn at an earlier age. So he was intelligent for his own time, and by that, his intelligence could be described as superhuman in the 21st century. A big part of Kang is his time chair, which I'm sure
Right.
some people spotted in the trailer and the TV spots. Kind of his big like
Oh, okay.
chair. I mean, they had like more built around it with like the circles that we're seeing everywhere going around it,
Mm.
but the chair itself is a big part of Kang, and a big part of his teleportation and his character. And a lot of people do believe that Quantumania is actually going to focus quite heavily on either building the time chair,
Or
as in
fixing it.
making it actually the time chair, or potentially fixing it.
Mm.
So it'd be interesting to
Interesting.
see. But we
Yeah.
know a bit more about Kang now. If you want to know maybe more about some of the other versions of Kang, like Iron Lad or Ramatut or the Scarlet Centurion, stuff like that, let us know down below and we can do some character profiles on his stints as each one of them characters.
Yeah. Especially because he's going to be a big part of the next two phases of the MCU.
Exactly. And I do think they're gonna have some fun and use some of his other forms, because otherwise what's the point?
Yeah, they're definitely going to show up at some point.